A portion of this video is sponsored by Caseology.
I think there's one simple conclusion I've come to after spending almost 2 weeks with the Flip 4. And that simple conclusion is that I think the Galaxy Z Flip 4 is Samsung's lightning bolt that will strike twice. And the reason why I've come to this conclusion is that their most popular foldable screen device has had some of the most major improvements and refinements while still keeping that jaw-dropping price we saw from the Flip 3 last year. Now I actually say this because the design and build quality, which feels right at home with how the previous felt, but that slight feeling of weight increase to it that just makes it feel that bit more premium than before. This is probably down to the increase in battery capacity, which we will discuss later, the more compact design which feels even more dense and easier to use. For now, at this early stage, the hinge does feel stronger than before. We will of course visit this later down the line after a long-term review to see how the flex hinge holds up. The matte finish at the back feels even nicer than before, showing how Samsung have nearly mastered and pretty much mastered the feel and finish of a matte coating. You still have the same 1.9-inch cover display sitting next to the dual cameras and flash. You have the volume rocker and the power button that still doubles up as a super fast fingerprint sensor. For all the good I can keep saying about the Z Flip 4, I'm still impressed to see an IPX8 water resistance rating, which continues the trend of making it one of few folding devices to have protection against the elements. Excellent job here, Samsung. Well done. But I still gotta say a few things to give feedback on what could be better in the future. The first one is the gap when closed. It's not a big deal, but yeah, more gapless design would look actually very good. The main one for me is the flatter edges and the use of a glossy finish. Look, if I had my way, I would have a matte on matte finish, as the glossy finish is too slippery, lacks grip, and considering the expense of this device, the last thing you want to do is drop it due to lack of grip. Speaking of lack of grip, this then leads into the sponsor for a portion of today's video, Caseology, with the Z Flip 4 cases featuring the Nano Pop and Parallax. The Nano Pop Caseology case for the Z Flip 4 has an anti-dust coating and a strong hard shell silicone feel which offers great grip while remaining lint and dust free. Backed with the nice two-tone colorway and finish to match and contrast the color of your Z Flip 4 while giving it a refined look. You get great protection thanks to the dual layer design of the inner PC plate and the outer TPU shell while keeping a nice snug fit and a slim profile. You still get wireless charging support as well as battery share as well. Next is the Parallax, which is all about giving character and a unique look thanks to the 3D hexacube design, which offers great ergonomics, grip and feel. The two-tone colorway of the back design gives a classy look as well. Backed with the nice tactile buttons and raised bezels around the screen for good protection, the Parallax is a solid case for the Z Flip 4 while still giving you wireless charging and power share. So far, it looks like for the Nano Pop, my favorite color out of the lineup is the blueberry navy color, and for Parallax, of course, is matte black. Link in the description below for where you can get your Caseology cases for your Z Flip 4, and thank you to Caseology for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Striking twice the display. All things are the same, but actually they're not. What's the same? First of all, we still have a 6.7-inch 22:9 aspect ratio display with a full high definition plus dynamic AMOLED panel with that smooth 120Hz refresh rate, and of course it's a vertical in-fold display allowing the use of the flex hinge with flex mode, and when fully closed you get access to the same size 1.9-inch 60Hz cover display. All well and good, but actually the improvements here are good with slimmer bezels in the inner display, a brighter display which I was getting a reading of around 900 nits for normal brightness, and peak brightness for HDR well above 1200 nits. Now most importantly, an LTPO Gen 2 display which refreshes between 1 to 120Hz for much better power efficiency. Now maybe the crease to me feels less intrusive and annoying compared to before, but it's still something I physically interact with more than I would like. And visually, there is no change to it. And on top of that, Samsung says that it's about 45% stronger for the inner display overall, but look, it's a flex display, so only time will really tell if that's true. And hey, if you're enjoying this review so far, then hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Level Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Let's continue with the review. Specs and performance this time around is no joke, and the Flip 4 is one of two Samsung's most powerful mobile devices this year, all thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 running on the 4nm TSMC process. Look, it's still only 8GB of RAM for RAM option, and I've got the base model 128 gigs of storage, but there is now a 512 gig option as well if you want to spend a bit more. The performance is one thing that impressed me a lot because the overall speed when using and navigating through the OS is definitely more noticeable than I expected, which definitely surprised me. The best thing has got to be the overall efficiency backed with the bigger 3700 mAh battery. Now, more details on that later when we get to the battery section of the review, but let's just say the difference the 8 Plus Gen 1 brings with the bigger battery and the more efficient in the display has so far been a joy to use on the Flip 4. For the camera, Samsung are sticking to the same formula as before, using two 12-megapixel sensors at the back with a wide and ultra wide, and also a 10-megapixel selfie for the inner display. The difference is that the main sensor is bigger in size and has a pixel size increase up to 1.8 microns. Much better low light performance for photos and videos, as well as improvements to video stabilization as well. Camera comparison is coming really soon, if not actually done so already, which I will stick in the cards and the description below. But the best part of using the flip camera is not just the outright quality, which has definitely improved, but it's just how flexible and most importantly fun the user experience is when you're actually taking pictures and videos. From how the Flex hinge gives you a nice hands-free experience and being able to use the cover display as a viewfinder while taking high quality selfies with the rear cameras, it's still an undefeated experience you can only get from a folding device like the Flip 4. My only real issue with the camera is the cover display UI experience. I just feel like it doesn't really communicate well when you're rotating horizontally to take pictures and videos, as the UI elements still stay in a vertical position, which can be confusing during the capture process. That being said, I'm loving being back on the device where the selfie camera is also your main camera, especially with the improvements like this being so good. Software is running One UI 4.1.1 with Android 12. Now overall, it's been fast and smooth with no real issues. The only little gripe is that Twitter for Android is my favorite social media app, and it still doesn't really work that great. It's very inconsistent and choppy when scrolling, but hey, it is what it is. That's more down to Twitter optimization. Now the flex mode is more optimized for third-party apps like Instagram while using Reels, which is good to see, and the overall experience with the Flip 4, since the form factor is pretty much like a normal phone when it's open, it just works great day to day when using it. Some elements of One UI 5 Beta 1 have dropped, with the advanced features on the labs having the options for swipe to split screen and pop-up view. Definitely, I've enjoyed having this here, and you do get more features for the cover display for quick replies and more customization. So yeah, it still feels very well personalized. Although my usage has been more on the lighter side since I've been pushing the Fold 4 as my main device with my main personal SIM, while the Flip 4 has got my secondary SIM on the Vodafone UK network with my business line, the battery life has still been impressive. And this is definitely down to the larger 3700 mAh battery, the new chipset, and of course the more optimized displays and efficient displays. And I'm finally glad to see support for 25-watt charging as well. I did a charging test video against the Fold 4, so definitely check that out. Now I still hope one day we can get past that magic 4000 mAh battery size and even pretty much get above it if we can, but all things put together, this is finally a flip phone where battery life is way less of a concern. It should be able to get you through the day and then some, actually, depending on your usage. The statement still stands. The Flip 4 is Samsung's lightning bolt, and with my experience with it so far, this phone is a good one for foldables. Now, I'm still team fold, but even I've got to respect what the Flip series is doing for foldables, and the Flip 4 is doing enough to take that to the next level. That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, Hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.